What's going on, everyone? My name is Cody Panda Jones. Welcome back to another story time with Cody Panda Jones video. We're back with more stories. And I gotta tell you, man, it is finally Halloween. It is finally the 31st. And honestly, man, I've been excited to really bring these babies back up into the fucking channel. And honestly, man, it's like the last time I did one, I was talking about growing up playing video games. And honestly, man, I was looking at my movie collection, thinking, man, it's almost October, you know? It's like, it's what, fucking September 17th. So, so, I had the idea of bringing more Storytime with Cody videos. And I thought, you know what? I already talked about growing up and how Super Mario 64 was the pinnacle of my childhood. You know, growing up playing Super Mario 64, Super Smash Bros. The God of War that was on PlayStation 2. The first Xbox game was Batman Begins. The first Xbox 360 was X-Men Origins. Which, by the way, I found a box full of my old fucking games. Hold on. Okay, so it's like, it's funny looking back at these fucking games, man, and honestly, man, it's like these 4 fucking video games I've had growing up, man. Goddamn, fucking nostalgia city here, man. And this was the very first game that I got. I mean, damn. And then after some time, I've gotten GTA 4 and fucking DJ Hero 2. Fucking, doesn't that fucking bring back memories? Modern Warfare 2. Fucking, I mean, shit. This was the first Arkham game I've ever played in my life that I actually fucking enjoyed the shit out of. I mean, look at that shit. Doesn't that bring memories? Man, it's like looking at these fucking cases, man. Boy, do they bring memories. Fucking still have the receipt. Man. You know, it's like fucking looking back at all these games, looking back at this fucking Xbox 360, man. It brings memories like never before. Unfortunately, this baby died years ago. Fortunately, this baby died years ago. I think. I don't know. I've been trying to fucking see if I can get it connected again, but it's like there are moments when I think to myself, damn, I don't know if I can bring her back. I don't know if there even will be a fucking way to bring it back. And if there is, I don't know, man. So, I don't know. But, who knows what the future holds, huh? Oh boy, is she heavy. But, we're not talking about video games. That was the previous episode. Right now, we are talking about horror movies. What got me into horror in the first place? And funny enough, growing up as a kid, I wasn't really into horror games, or horror in general. I wasn't really into general horror, like at all growing up because um, I don't know. I guess I just wasn't really used to it at the time, And it's like the things that really seemed terrifying to little old me was not something that my little mind can handle, let alone my weak, faint little heart. Man, but it's funny looking back now because the very first movie that fucking traumatized the shit out of me. And funny enough, this was the movie that started it all. The classic 1990s Stephen King It with the one and only Tim Curry. Not the new It, no. The OG It, the classic It, the original, the one and only. The motherfucker that you can't even look at without getting a little shiver down your spine. The classic 1990s It traumatized the fuck out of me as a kid because when I first saw it, this was on like one of them fat VCR tapes that my dad used to have. I remember looking at it and thinking, oh, it's a clown. Well, I like clowns. I popped in the VCR, rewound the whole film because on VCRs, if you're not familiar, whenever you watch a movie on VCR, you have to fucking press rewind just to fucking rewatch the whole movie again. Because if you don't rewind it, you're just gonna be seeing the ending. And the same shit, like the same thing applied even for fucking Blockbuster. If you're gonna borrow a VCR, you gotta rewind it and send it back. Because don't nobody wanna fucking watch a movie that's already over. It's not okay. I think the motto was like, be kind of rewind. So I had to rewind it all the way back just to rewatch the whole movie again. And I was so focused on what was happening at first, I had no idea what I was in store for. And as soon as like everything started really getting uncomfortable for me, like even to a point to where you see this old lady's disgusting pale face and her fucking drinking blood out of the cup. And as soon as the fucking jump scares started coming, boy, did I immediately turn the VCR off, and fucking stuck the movie right back on the shelf. And I was so uncomfortable with watching clowns in general because of that movie that it fucked me up as a kid. And like to a point where I didn't even fucking like looking at Ronald McDonald. Like that's how bad this clown fucking fucked me up as a kid. But funny enough, many years later I rewatched it more ready, more mature, more prepared to fucking face it, and to really face the spear. Some years later, discovered who Tim Curry was. Became a fan of Tim Curry. Rewatched it. Loved every bit of it. Loved the original to a point to where I own the original on DVD. And I own the remakes on DVDs. Because, well, they're available where I was looking from. Unfortunately, they were not on Blu-ray when I got them. But, I mean, hey, if it's available, it's available. I don't give a fuck. So I got them, watched them, owned them, love them. But my phobias with horror didn't stop there. Over the years, I started to discover more horrible, disgusting, fucking nightmarish beings that really creeped me out as a kid. Funny enough, it was also with Freddy Krueger. We all know the Freddy Krueger, the original, classic, good, badass Robert Englund Freddy. This was when my brother owned Dream Warriors #3 and Freddy versus Jason. Not a good time watching them as a kid, especially when you weren't allowed to watch them as a kid because one, the nudity, and two, the horrendous gore that I was not allowed to watch. There was a specific scene where Jason was stabbing the fuck out of this guy in the end, or in the beginning of Freddy vs. Jason, through the mattress and then fucking banging the mattress up and crushing his spine like as if he was a fucking, like he was nothing. That shit terrified the crap out of me. And funny enough, I was sleeping in my brother's room at the time because I didn't like being alone as a kid. So I had to sleep on the floor. And when they were about to watch Freddy vs. Jason, they told me, go to sleep. You don't want to see this. You're not allowed to see this. Me, being a disobedient dumbass, I didn't hear their words. So as soon as I heard little sounds from the movie, I looked under the covers, had a slight peep at the screen, and as soon as I peeped, oh boy, it was the worst timing ever. Jason fucking stabbing this guy like he was a fucking pincushion, bending the fucking mattress, breaking his spine like he was a fucking piece of cardboard. Worst timing to fucking look at the screen, right? And then you see this guy fucking like veins and ligaments fucking, and Freddy puppeteering him and shit in the fucking third one. That was not a fun sight. Especially when you fucking see him like walk out the fucking building committing suicide. Again, terrible timing with watching it, don't you think? For some reason I had terrible timing with watching movies and watching things I wasn't supposed to watch. So those moments really fucking freaked me out to a point where I didn't even like sleeping on my stomach because a part of my brain kept thinking, oh my gosh, if I sleep on my stomach, he's gonna fucking bend the mattress and crush my spine. You know, man, it really fucking, I fucking hated Jason throughout my kid years because of that damn movie. I didn't even fucking like Friday the 13th, the remake, the good remake, because of that damn movie. And you fucking see Jason fucking killing people in the most horrific ways and shit. You fucking see Jason fucking shoving this guy into a fucking wall with nail fucking piercing through his neck. God damn. Terrible timing with watching movies. I picked the worst timing with watching movies, man. And I was only interested in fucking flip the channel back because as a kid, I saw one small scene of boobs. And I thought, this is weird. Friday the 13th, boobs. Okay, I'll watch it. Watch a few minutes of it. And I would fucking like flip the channel back whenever I hear footsteps going back and forth from my bedroom. You know, so I try to be slick, you know, to fucking hide the sound of boobs and moans. As soon as I fucking flip the channel back, next thing I see, Jason and this fucking Glenn or whatever the fuck his name is, I don't remember the fucking party dude's name. All I remember is that he fucking got shoved and had a screwdriver stabbed into his throat. Worst timing ever. It's like, if it wasn't it that fucking creeped me out and terrified me, it was Freddy, or it was Jason, or, maybe not Chucky. Chucky didn't really creep me out. I mean, it weirded me out to see a fucking running doll with a... I mean, it creeped me out seeing this little redhead doll running around with a fucking knife and I don't know, it didn't really scare me as much. I mean, it was fucking unnatural, but it didn't scare me like Freddy, Jason, or Pennywise, you know? But it was certainly very unnerving and uncomfortable. So, I didn't run away like a little bitch from the fucking screen. But I was so focused on what the fuck was happening, trying to understand why there's a fucking psychodome, but at the same time fucking rooting for Andy to fucking run, you know? So, it certainly fucking, it became the first movie that I got used to watching, like, okay, not as bad. Not as bad as the other guys. And over time, I had a fascination with like vampires and paranormal shit, you know. That's where my interest in horror movies grew a bit more. And for some reason I was in not a morbid state of mind, but I've always been captivated by like the idea of movies talking about ghosts and vampires. So I saw Lost Boys, which I was told it's supposed to be like a scary movie, but not really. I was so really, I was so interested in it. And I thought, oh, okay, cool. I like this movie. This movie is really cool. I like it. I enjoyed it. Great movie. And I became a fan of Lost Boys. I saw The Wolfman and I saw Van Helsing. And my interest for wolves skyrocketed. Fucking fell in love with werewolves, man. I thought that they were the coolest fucking characters, monsters, and all that stuff growing up. To a point to where, man, werewolves are fucking badass. Hell yeah, I love werewolves. To a point to where I even love werewolves more than vampires, because vampires are kind of shit. They're cool and everything, but they're not really all that great. You know, so I really became a fan of The Wolfman with Benicio del Toro. I was really digging it to a point to where I saw that one with my brother, and man, I couldn't stop watching it. Every now and then, I still rewatch it on Blu-ray. But for the paranormal, it was different. It certainly captivated my interest to a point where I was so intrigued with movies about like the paranormal and ghosts and shit. And I was so not terrified. You know, like I was told to, like I remember this one time my uncle, he told me like, oh, there's a movie that your mother hates. And they told me about The Exorcism, or The Exorcist, sorry. And I didn't know what The Exorcist was. I thought, okay, it doesn't sound terrible. Because at the time I didn't even know what the fuck it meant, what it was, or what even a fucking exorcism is. So they told me about it, and I thought, okay, I'll check it out. And this was at the time when Netflix was brand new and everything was streamable. So I checked it out, and I don't know, it's like a part of me just stopped being scared of horror movies. Like, okay, yeah, good movie. I liked it. Didn't scare me, but it was captivating to watch. I mean, it was certainly not a boring movie. Ah, better. Now I can see. So, I watched it. Nothing fazed me. Nothing about it. I watched The Omen. Nothing fazed me. The Halloween original. The Halloween remakes. Nothing. And at that point, I decided to expand my interest in variations of horror. to a point to where none of these movies fucking faze me. Masters of Terror, nothing. Dracula, nothing. It, Freddy, Jason, Chucky, none of those motherfuckers faze me. And it got to a point to where it really bummed me out. Like, I thought, man, there's no scary movie that fucking, like, that gives me that uncomfortable feeling of discomfort and fear. There is no horror movie that fucking mentally scars me anymore. I saw this movie that was for free on YouTube at one point called The Death of a Ghost Hunter. Man, very unnerving. Unnerving as fuck. Like, I watched it in the dark. Oh boy. It was very uncomfortable. Good, but uncomfortable. And over time, I watch horror movies just for the fun of it. But honestly, my peak interest for horror movies wouldn't be what they are if it wasn't for that one motherfucker, Pennywise, the original dancing clown. I'll show you what he looks like. Huh. These two movies fucked me up growing up. But this happy looking motherfucker traumatized me as a kid. But if it wasn't for this movie, I wouldn't even be interested in horror movies, and this video wouldn't even exist. So really, my interest peaked because of how bad this movie fucking messed me up mentally and emotionally. But I do want to give thanks to Tim Curry, because his traumatizing version of it really fucking messed my head. But I am grateful to be a fan of the horror genre and to continue to check out more horror movies, scary movies that continuously come out today, including The Monkey, The Black Phone, Smile. I love watching Smile. That shit is fucking unnerving and very interesting to watch. But honestly, man, it just goes without saying, horror movies is just another part of the thrill, you know. It's like, it's just another feeling of being frightened, being unnerved, being uncomfortable, you know, having something jump scare you and shit and fucking catch you off guard and creep you out and everything, you know. So really, if it wasn't for Pennywise, man, my interest wouldn't be so diverse and open. But I hope y'all enjoy this episode. Let me know what y'all think. And remember, don't go to sleep.